In lecture series on Introduction to Radar System, we are now going to discuss tracking radars, the basics of tracking radar, and a number of tracking radars, the basic principles on here. What is the meaning of tracking radar? A radar not only recognizes the presence of target, but it determines the target's location in range and in one or two angle coordinates. Two angle coordinates means elevation and azimuth both. Sometimes either elevation or azimuth. As it continues to observe a target over time, the radar can provide the target's trajectory or track and predict where it will be in the future. So this is the job of a tracking radar. Now various type of tracking radars are there. So first consider single target tracker, STT. This tracker is designed to continuously track a single target at a relatively rapid data rate. The antenna beam of single target tracker follows the target by obtaining an angle error signal and employing a closed loop servo system to keep the error signal small. So obviously there is a feedback mechanism, and that feedback mechanism will change the antenna beam to the proper position. Automatic detection and track, or ADT. This performs tracking as part of an air surveillance radar. It can simultaneously track a large number of targets. Phased array radar tracking. A large number of targets can be held in track with a high data rate by an electronically steered phased array radar. Electronically steered means we have array of antenna and corresponding controller circuits, so that by changing the phase between these antennas, antenna will not change its position and their relative distance will be the same. So if we change the relative phase between them, sometimes if we change the amplitude of the feeds, then we can steer this theta, means instead of going to that direction, if we change this phi, it may go in other direction or other theta direction. So it is called the electronic steering. So instead of mechanical steering like this one has to rotate with the help of huge motors, servo motors and corresponding controls. Instead of using this type of radar nowadays, people are interested with this type of antenna. This type of antennas are, first of all, their size of this antenna array is smaller, control is easier, and since we don't have to rotate this type of antenna, so it would be easier in a mobile vehicle or mobile radar system. So phased array radar is like this one. We are using the antenna. This type of antenna is used. Now, multiple targets are tracked on a time shared basis under computer control. And finally, track while scan. This radar rapidly scans a limited angular sector to maintain tracks with a moderate data rate on more than one target with the coverage of the antenna. Now we will consider the basics of angle tracking. How the radar tracks the help of, that means how the radar determines that target is not in that particular position, and then the radar has to decide that it has to move its beam to another position, to the proper position. So that's the basic principle of angle tracking. To determine the direction in which the antenna beam needs to be moved, measurement has to be made at two different beam positions. So we have two beam positions, beam A and say beam B, and these two beams are pointing slightly different directions, towards slightly different directions. They are not in the same direction, they are slightly different. Their directions are slightly different. These two beams are said to be squinted with a squint angle of say plus minus theta q relative to the bore side direction. Bore side means this direction is the bore side, this direction. That means two antenna beams, where the two antenna beams overlap, this is the bore side direction. That is the front direction of the antenna system. Now these two beams may be simultaneous beams or one beam that is rapidly switched between the two angular positions. The crossover of the two beams determines the bore side direction that I have already mentioned. The tracking radar has to position the two beams so that the bore side is always maintained in the direction of the target. That is, the angle theta 0 is in the direction of the target angle theta t. That means if the target has got a direction of say theta t with respect to the bore side, a feedback mechanism will work and it will minimize this theta t. Minimize means it will make this theta t 0. So that means theta t will be equal to theta 0, exactly same as that of the bore side. So this is the objective of this tracking radar. So how it can do it? The relative amplitude AA, this is the target. So beam A will get an amplitude of AA, and this is the beam position B, and this is the target. So here we have the amplitude of AB, A suffix B. The relative amplitude AA and AB of the echo signal received from a target measured in the two positions determine how far the target is from the bore side and in what direction the two beams have to be repositioned to maintain the target on bore side. Early tracking radars used a single time-shared beam to track in two angles. So these trackers which time share a single beam are known as either conical scan or sequential lobing trackers. Now modern high precision tracking radars use the equivalent of 4 simultaneous beams to perform two-dimensional tracking. They are called simultaneous lobing trackers, of which the most popular is called the monopulse radar, monopulse tracking radar. So let us try to understand the basic principle of monopulse tracking radar. What happens if we use two pulses, pulse A and pulse B, sequentially say, then there is a chance of fluctuation of received signal because two pulses are coming at two different times. So in the meantime there may be some change in environment, there may be some change in aspect angle of the target with respect to the radar. A lot of things may happen, noise will change, so there will be some fluctuation of amplitude, undue fluctuation, unwanted fluctuations in the amplitude. So pulse to pulse amplitude fluctuation of the echo signal have no effect on tracking accuracy if the angular measurement is made on the basis of one pulse rather than many. So in this respect, one pulse is more convenient than two pulses. The angle of arrival of the echo signal may be determined in a single pulse system by measuring the relative phase or the relative amplitude of the echo pulse received at each beam. Now the names simultaneous lobing and monopulse are used to describe those tracking techniques which derive angle error information on the basis of a single pulse. So first we will try to understand the amplitude comparison monopulse. It employs two overlapping antenna patterns to obtain the angular error in the coordinate. So actually it is shown twice. This one is in polar plot and this is in the rectangular system. Same plot. This one is in polar coordinate and this is the rectangular coordinate. Now the sum of two antenna patterns, these two antenna patterns can be shown in this way. So this is the sum pattern in polar form, this is in the rectangular form, and the difference between these two antenna can be drawn in this way. This difference between antenna beams, actually these two antenna beams can be shown in this way. One is plus, another is the minus. So the sum pattern is used for transmission only, while both sum pattern and the difference pattern are used on reception. So we will receive actually two kind of signals. One is the sum, another is the difference. Now the signal received with the difference pattern provides the magnitude of the angle error. The sum signal is used for range measurement and is also used as reference to extract the sign of the error signal. Signal received from the sum and difference patterns are amplified separately and combined in a phase sensitive detector to produce the error signal shown in this fashion. So here we have the error signal and we plotted with respect to the angle. So either in this direction or the angle may vary in this direction. Accordingly, the error voltage will be positive or negative. This is the another way of drawing that this is the sum pattern and this one is the difference pattern, and phase comparator will determine the error out of it. So this is the basic block diagram of amplitude comparison monopulse radar, and this one is drawn for single angular coordinate. We could have drawn it for two angle coordinate, but that would be a little bit complex. So we are trying to understand the basic principle only. So we have drawn it for the single angular coordinate. Two adjacent antenna feeds are connected to the arms of a hybrid junction. Now hybrid junction is a microwave passive component. It is a 4-port microwave passive component. This is a picture of hybrid junction. Well, there are several type of hybrid junction. We have used here, just for understanding purpose, we have used the magic T. So this is the magic T or hybrid T junction. Rat race coupler may be another example of such hybrid junction. So it has got 4 ports. Port 2 and 3 are called the collinear arms. Port 1 is the magnetic arm or H arm. Port 4 is the E-plane arm or electric arm. Now try to understand the properties of this magic T. So if we insert some power at port 1, that power will be equally divided into port 2 and port 3. and they will appear at these two collinear arms in phase, right? Similarly, if equal amount of power is introduced at port 2 and port 3 in phase, then they will be added and will appear at port 1. In both the cases, no power will be coupled at port 4. So port 4 will be isolated. Now, if we insert or introduce some power at port 4, that power will be equally divided into two collinear arms, port 2 and port 3, but opposite in phase. So when power is introduced at port 4, it is divided equally into collinear arms, but in opposite phase. That's the difference between port 1 and port 4. Now, if we introduce equal amount of power at port 2 and port 3, but opposite phase, not same phase, in opposite phase, then these two powers will be added and it will appear at port 4, and no power will be coupled at port 1 in both the cases. So this is the property of this type of junction. So this junction is used right here. This port 4 is also the delta, written as delta, and this port 1, the H plane arm, is written as sum. So this is the difference port, and this is the sum port. The sum and difference signal appear at the two other arms of the hybrid junction, these two, 1 and 4. On reception, the output of the sum and the difference arms are each heterodyned to an IF and amplified. So this receiver is basically a heterodyne receiver. So transmitter is producing the signal with the help of TR, transreceive. It is a kind of duplexer type of thing. It will switch it to the sum channel, and the power is distributed equally into antenna feeds. So it is transmitted. Once it receives in two collinear arms, the power will appear at two collinear arms. So in sum channel, port 1, it will be added, and difference channel, port 4, the difference of these two signals will appear. Both these signals are heterodyne with the help of a local oscillator. So in the upper part we have a sum channel, and lower part we have the difference channel. Now these two are, sum channel is actually used for the range, to determination of range. With the help of amplitude detector, it will give us the range of the target, and phase sensitive detector will produce angle error signal that will feed to the antenna moving antenna control circuit, so that it can rotate the antenna beam. So this is how this thing works. The output of the phase sensitive detector is an error signal whose magnitude is proportional to the angular error and whose sign is proportional to the direction. The output of monopulse tracking radar is used to perform automatic tracking. The angular error signal actuates a servo control system to position the antenna, and the range output from the sum channel feeds into an automatic range tracking unit. The sign of the difference signal is determined by comparing the phase of difference signal with the phase of the sum signal. If the sum signal in an IF portion of the receiver were AS cos omega IFT, the difference signal would be either AD cos omega IFT or minus AD cos omega IFT. depending on in which side of the center is the target. Now since minus AD cos omega IFT is practically equivalent to AD cos omega IFT plus pi, the sign of the difference signal may be measured by determining whether the difference signal is in phase with the sum or 100 dB out of phase. So that's the simple thing, by principle actually. Now we have another variation of monopulse, where instead of amplitude comparison we will try the phase comparison. The angle of arrival in one coordinate we are considering only may be determined by comparing the phase difference between the signals from two separate antennas. So this is the target, the distance between them is say d, and theta is the direction of the target. So this is the front direction of the antenna array, this is theta, and this distance is r from the midpoint. So from first antenna the distance is r1, from second antenna distance is r2. But the point is that this d is much smaller compared to this r. So unlike the antennas of amplitude comparison trackers, those used in phase comparison system are not offset from the axis. The amplitudes of the target echo signals are essentially the same from each antenna beam, but the phases are different. Since this distance are almost same, r1 is nearly equal to r2, nearly equal to r, so actually the amplitudes will be almost identical, but there will be some change in phase because of this angle theta. So the line of sight of the target makes an angle theta to the perpendicular bisector of the line joining the two antennas. This is the front direction. The distance from antenna 1 of the target is r1 equal to r plus d by 2 sin theta, and that from r2 is r minus d by 2 sin theta. The phase difference between the echo signals in the two antennas approximately can be written as delta phi equal to 2 pi d by lambda into sin theta. For small angles where sin theta nearly equal to theta, because this angle is very small, we cannot let the target away from the front direction. So sin theta is nearly equal to theta. So under this condition, this is 2 pi d by lambda into theta. That means this phase difference is proportional to theta. That means the phase difference is a linear function of the angular error and is used to position the antenna via a servo control loop. So this is the basic principle of phase comparison monopulse. So let us move to the next part, where we will try to understand sequential lobing or conical scan type of tracking radar. Thank you.